Lately, I've been getting a lot of questions about what camera I'm using, what mic, what software am I using to color grade. So today I'm actually going to be breaking down exactly what I'm using to get the cinematic videos that you guys have been seeing. We're also going to be going over why I got this gear and how I use it to make everyday moments feel cinematic. All right, first things first, the camera body. I'm actually using the Sony FX3 now. This is my dream camera. When I got out of the military, I actually started saving a bunch of money because I was like, I want to invest money into the things that I'm passionate about, which was film and video and everything else. I chose it just because of its overall quality, and also really, if I could boil it down to one thing, I would say its ability to be able to shoot at night with the dual ISO is just amazing. Now for the lens, I did the 24 to 70 millimeter lens, and the reason for that was just because I wanted something that had a little bit more variability to it. Being someone who's trying to capture people in the moment, I just wanted to get something where I didn't have to sit there and switch out, go into my camera bag, take out a prime lens, then unscrew the lens. It just takes so much more time than I think it needs to. But I also don't want you guys to get it confused. You don't need a fancy camera, you don't need a fancy lens to be able to make your life and your videos seem cinematic. I actually started off with this right here, which is just the iPhone 15 Pro Max. This guy is like awesome because it shoots in ProRes and then you can shoot in log. This is actually what I used when I first started out taking videos, and this is how I learned to color grade. It was actually just using this guy right here. Don't think, like I said, that you need something fancy. You can start off with something like this, and this is also a lot cheaper than most of the stuff that we're talking about today. One of my favorite videos I ever shot on this was actually a video with my girlfriend. I took her out to the aquarium and I ended up using this to try to create like a cinematic reel for Instagram, and I was just absolutely blown away with how it looked, how it popped, and like the feeling of emotion that it gave me. So yeah, definitely don't underestimate this. If you guys have it, I would honestly just start off with this, get the basics down. And yeah, when I was trying to land my first video client, I actually didn't have too much in my portfolio except for that aquarium video, and I remember showing it to him and he was also absolutely blown away, and he had no idea that it was shot on my iPhone. So that just goes to show you how powerful that camera can be. I'm using the DJI Ronin RS3. I had just gotten it like during the holidays, and I've been using this for shooting shots on my own. This thing is amazing, especially with tracking, with being able to get some POV shots. If you don't have one, definitely get one. Now the next thing we're gonna be going over is the audio. I have a couple of things, though I don't have it with me right now. I use the DJI Mic Wireless. Those are overall good for some talking heads. Overall, really great mic, and it also does especially well in the wind. Besides that, for the Sony FX3, I'm actually using the XLR handle that it comes with, and then attached to that, I have the MKE 600 shotgun mic plugged into that. That overall allows like for really good directional audio, hence why it's called a shotgun mic. But I love using it because it's so crisp, and I mean, I've been using it since the start of the year, and this thing has never failed me. In order to go for like the minimalist camera rig, I would just say grab some batteries for the mic, hook it up to the XLR handle, and there you have it. That's usually what I'm actually running for my videos. Now, I've made a lot of crazy mistakes with this journey, which I know I just started doing the 365 videos for 365 days. But before that, I was just going out experimenting on my own. And the worst mistake I've ever had with audio was shooting with the DJI mics, and they're very small, they're touchscreen, and I accidentally had the microphone muted for the client. So that was like quite embarrassing. And it was just a bad overall experience, but luckily it gave me another chance and I ended up shooting a commercial for his company. But yeah, and the DJI pairs really well with your iPhone and any other camera. Now the next thing that we're going to be going over is what editing software I use. I actually started out with Premiere Pro. If you're a student, you could actually get it for relatively cheap, as well as other Adobe products, and honestly it wasn't as user friendly, and I remember it kind of being a steeper learning curve. And I remember just being on YouTube watching videos of people color grade, and I just felt like every color grading video I was watching, people were doing it all in Davinci Resolve. I actually made the switch to Davinci Resolve, and I have absolutely zero regrets. It's the best editing software. And this is not sponsored by any means, but Davinci, if you're watching and you want to sponsor me on this journey, let me know. Overall, like just really great, very vibrant, great editing suite in my opinion. If you guys are looking for a software, maybe you haven't gotten one, I'd say definitely go with Davinci Resolve, especially if you are trying to make things more cinematic. I would say go with Davinci Resolve just because of the color grading tools that it has, and I feel like it's a lot more user friendly, especially if you're like a beginner. I find that to be a lot better than Premiere Pro. Some people are asking me what was kind of like my favorite part of all of the editing. My favorite part, hands down, is color grading. The fact that you can use colors to make people feel emotions and mash that up with music. You guys have seen some of my other previous videos before this, but I mean, that's what it's about. That's what this journey is about, making people feel something from watching my videos and then bringing them along for the journey. That to me is everything, and literally just because of that, Davinci Resolve wins. People tend to underestimate audio and sound effects, and I wanted to kind of bring it back in that direction for a second, because that is the one thing that will transform your videos. Similar to how color grading can make somebody feel something, the same thing is true for audio. So like, you can capture audio of people laughing from a distance, or you guys saw my previous video, you have people screaming on the roller coaster. Everything is meant to make it feel more like an immersive experience, and that's how I try to shoot. I try to make it feel like you guys are there with me. Audio is hands down super important, especially with the sound effects, the audio that you capture yourself, and yeah. Now, the reason why I chose to film every single day of 2025 was because my goal is to use life's color palette to inspire a life of vitality. So what that means for me is bringing you guys along for a journey to make and help you guys realize what's that thing that makes you want to get out of bed every single day, excited and ready to tackle life. I think if I can get people to romanticize their lives and really get to fall in love with life again, because life is tough, then if I could just do that for just one person, it will make this journey worth it. So that is why I'm choosing to do this for 2025. Also, I just kind of want to just see how far this goes. I've been getting a lot of love, especially this first week. It makes me excited, like being able to go out, meet strangers, introduce myself, and also tell them what it is that I'm doing. I don't know, like for me, there's no other feeling. That is the most excitement that I've had in a really long time. So yeah, guys, this is my camera setup for 2025, and I'm sure things are bound to change sometime in the future, whether I start adding some ND filters, as well as maybe switching it up with a different type of microphone. I'll definitely let you guys know. Like I said before, whether it's an expensive camera or like you just have your phone, do not underestimate what you have. The best camera you have is the one you already do, and you would be amazed with what you can capture. If you're like, oh, what do I shoot? Just remember that there's inspiration everywhere. Whether you go outside, people doing random stuff, you guys saw my basketball video, all of those moments are constantly surrounding us. And I think with just how life is, we constantly get in a loop and are no longer present and seeing how beautiful life really is. I appreciate you guys tuning in. If this video helped you in any way, I would really appreciate it if you subscribed, and go ahead and hit that like button as well. Especially with this journey like taking off, I'm trying to get as much momentum with it as possible, and I think it'd be phenomenal if you guys joined this journey with me, because this journey isn't about me, it's about you guys, about bringing strangers in, and yeah, it's gonna be a great time. While you're here, don't forget to tell me what's your favorite tip or your trick that you use to make your videos stand out. Go ahead and drop those in the comments and let me know, so that we can all learn from each other as a community. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys tomorrow in the next video.